What is happening, Magnusites? Are you ready to find out what they have admitted to? This should be very interesting.
I'm wildly disappointed because I love the idea of 4 women leading a superhero film. Say MCU all you want, I don't give a shit.
I hate the MCU slogan. I hate it.
It's a different feel compared to what the other MCU stuff.
As representing the decline of Marvel and the rise of the MCU.
Now, I'm sure you've heard the term MCU. It's being used by some fan communities. And yes, the term is extremely offensive, but it's also becoming undeniably true.
Marvel is starting to focus on some of its stronger franchises going forward, but I'll leave it at that.
I am Marvel Jesus.
He had a little tear in his eye. I never noticed that.
February 7th, The Marvels dropped on D+. That also happened to be the very same day that Bob Iger admitted that Disney Marvel failed by repeating the same thing he said about Marvel last year.
Quality needs attention to deliver quality. It doesn't happen by accident. And quantity, in our case, diluted quality. And
no, that's not what diluted the quality. We all know what diluted the quality.
Marvel suffered greatly from that.
Which was essentially repeating the same thing he said about Star Wars after Solo failed. Hashtag Solo lost money. Yet, I never get tired of hearing it. And there is no...
You know what the funny thing is? When they were putting out all these movies every year before they got on the bandwagon that's been destroying every business now, they weren't saying nothing about that. And they were turning out hit after hit after hit. And if it wasn't a hit, it at least did well. You know what I'm saying? So, come on now.
No denying that the Marvels killed the MCU, and believe me, that's a good thing. So join me, you over 970,000 Awakening Wonders and the 40% who haven't...
Yeah, because it was dying way before that. And then that was like, oh my God, a nail in the coffin. You know what I'm saying?
Subscribed yet, and let's go over what a lot of people are collectively asking with Deadpool 3 right around the corner. Can the MCU be saved? The answer is obvious. Yes, and it wouldn't be that hard, but the better question is, will the MCU be saved?
And that's what I was saying. We all know that if you've been watching anyone that's doing reactions to trailers, or if you're just a fan yourself, you've noticed that they would put the stuff that people do not want in the trailers sometimes, and they would get massive backlash. So they started taking that out of the trailers, and then they surprise you in the theaters with it, and then they're getting backlash. Then because it's like, okay, now you tricked me into spending my hard-earned money to watch something that I don't want to watch. Okay, so damn it, I lost my train of thought. Let's see. Taking that away. Let me see. Well, he said something to spark that thought. Let me see here.
We're collectively asking with Deadpool 3 right around the corner. Can the...
Yes. So my thought is, why? My thought is, nowadays, they take out what will offend you in the trailer. So now we're in limbo wondering if this movie will be destroyed just like every other movie. But it's just been hidden from us. It only will be revealed by those of us that stick our toe in the pond to see just how warm it is or chilly it is. And me, I'm always in the trenches for y'all. So I'm always in the movies the first day that it comes out. So, you know, I'm going to find out. And you know I'm going to tell you. I hope Ryan Reynolds hasn't been railroaded. It seems like certain stars refuse to be railroaded into this trash. So like I know Sylvester Stallone's not down with all of this, you know, and a few others, you know, Star-Lord isn't down with it. Why am I forgetting his name? Anyway, so we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. Like I said, you know, I've known enough people and talked to enough people to where I think that, you know, some of these things, it's like you ain't got no job if you don't go with the machine. So either you do the movie our way or you don't do it at all and you don't get paid at all. And that multi-million-dollar mansion you got, well, that mortgage don't get paid. You got what I'm saying? So,
the MCU be saved? The answer is obvious. Yes, and it wouldn't be that hard. But the better question is, will the MCU
and it wouldn't be
saved?
hard. Just start doing it right
Probably not.
again.
It's no
That's
doubt
it.
that the Marvel Cinematic Universe had been committing a very deliberate
It's not hard.
suicide.
It's not hard at all. It's not hard to figure out. I see a lot of people talking like, oh, they don't know how to make a good film. Oh, they know. They know how to make a good film. They know what writers to hire, yet do not. It's a whole lot of stuff going on. I'm sorry I keep pausing, but I got a lot to say.
Over the last few years, Captain Marvel,
Y'all like it
Black
anyway.
Widow, Shang-Chi, The Eternals, Doctor Strange, Mom, Thor,
Bust her in the back of the head.
Female Thor.
Boo this man!
Boo!
Antifa-Man, Quantumania, She-Hulk, and every other thing on D+, just to name a few. Hell, things got so bad, adult pretender Kamal Nanjiani says he needed therapy after the bad reviews for The Eternals. So did everyone who watched it. We're coming up on 5 years since the release of Captain Marvel, and I recall a few of us back then warning you that the MCU would destroy Disney Marvel. There were denials and outright accusations from the corporate access media and Disney towards the fans, calling us a small group of angry bigots. Then the Marvels came along to give the MCU that lethal dose of Canadian healthcare. Ah, the Marvels. Who could forget such good times? The most unanticipated sequel to a billion-dollar film, where the titular character was demoted in her own sequel that turned out to not be a sequel to its predecessor, but an actual sequel to 3 Disney Plus shows no one watched, leading to a movie that no one watched, earning a grand total of $206 million worldwide. That's just a little bit off from Captain Marvel's $1.1 billion at the box office. I believe the difference off the top of my head is $925 million.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, Nerdrotic, I spoke to someone out there. I'm telling you, and everybody else that really thinks that Captain Marvel pulled in $1 billion, you fell for the okie doke. You fell for the okie doke. Now he could just be using it for a comparison. You fell for the okie doke. I'm telling you, they didn't really pull in that much money. It did not pull in that much money. Even the fact that it was sandwiched in between 2 major films, trust me, it didn't. It's doctored. Something's up. Something's afoot.
And let's not forget Bob Iger throwing the Marvel's director Nia DaCosta under the bus by saying that there wasn't enough POC supervision.
Well,
That was
Marvels
messed up.
shot during COVID.
That
There
was
wasn't enough
messed up.
supervision on the set, so to speak, where we have
That
executives
was
there
messed
really
up.
looking over what's being done day after day after day.
And in Disney Marvel's
So everybody else got the regular supervision and she didn't. And she's not a bad director. You know, when I was watching the film, like I said, it wasn't directed badly. It wasn't acted badly. It was just boring. Boring. It was bored out of my skull. Okay, I was looking like crying. Oh, that's who I was looking like in the theater.
infinite wisdom, they decided to release this deleted scene.
Hello?
Oh, Captain.
Oh, yeah.
Captain? Oh, you're not my captain.
Captain Marvel Resonance, this is Miss Marvel speaking.
Wait, Mrs. Marvel. She got married again. And no invite again.
No! I'm Ms. Marvel. We're not married, that would be. I'm single.
Okay.
5 seconds to the jump
Oh,
point.
you might want to triple. I mean, trim in. Oh, you might want to triple. Oh, you might want to triple.
And then follow that up with Echo.
Crunch.
Yes! Yes! Oh! Yes!
I'll have what she's having.
But at least Disney Marvel.
I've never seen that
Memory Hole
movie.
Echo
I
as
gotta
much as
watch it.
possible. A reminder: they did try to cancel it altogether, but with the Marvels, they put it on 4K and made a big deal about releasing it on D+. All on the same day. Bob Iger said this.
Marvel is starting to focus on some of its stronger franchises going forward, but I'll leave it at that. One of the things that I've been saying before is that, volume sometimes can be detrimental to quality, and in our zeal to greatly increase volume.
It's not the volume. It never was the volume. It was the quality itself. It was not the volume. It was the storytelling. It was changing the characters. It was focusing on things that you should not have focused on in this world, because people are coming to this world to escape, not to be thrown right back in to all the fighting that's being done on Twitter and on the news and in our schools and in our workplaces and everywhere else, even in our own homes. We want to escape that, so we don't want it in our entertainment.
Partially tied to wanting to chase more global subs for our streaming platform, some of our studios lost a little focus. So the first step that we've taken is that we've reduced volume.
Bob Iger likes to repeat himself a lot, but the new one was that focus on stronger franchises. That's as close as we'll ever get to Bob Iger admitting failure, which he just did. Now, I know what that means at face value, but what does it mean concerning Disney Marvel? What are their stronger franchises at this point? They don't control the rights to Spider-Man.
No.
Captain America is dead. Iron Man's dead. Black Panther is dead. Thor's cucked and the Guardians are gone. And who the hell are the Avengers at this point anyway?
Yeah.
Captain Marvel? Shang-Chi? Cucked Thor? Doctor Strange, who's never been able to elevate past side character status, especially considering his last film, and the Avengers might be led by Captain Black.
And as powerful as he is, he could definitely be moved there. And the way Cumberbatch plays him, he's likable. They could definitely make him, put him in a lead spot, but they just haven't.
America Falcon, and we'll get to that. In 2021, thanks to the government response to the coup, Disney Marvel released 8 pieces of content, 3 films, and 5 D+ series. In 2022, they released 3 films and 3 series, not counting special. Released 8 pieces of content, 3 films, and 5 D+.
Okay, I liked Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals was garbage. I liked WandaVision. I liked the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I liked Loki. I liked What If. And I liked Hawkeye. There's a different level of likes there, but, you know, they were all passable to good to me. Yeah.
Plus series. In 2022, they released 3 films and 3 series, not counting special.
Okay. Multiverse of Madness was alright. I ended up liking Thor: Love and Thunder, but, like, it's at the lower of, like, kind of forever. And, like, Ms. Marvel I liked. She's likable. I liked Moon Knight and The Hell with She-Hulk. Garbage. So, you know. But all of these are at the lower level of like. You know, it's like, yeah, I like this. You know, I mean, if you're a fan, definitely check it out. But, you know, it's they're not like, yo, I loved it. Like, none of these do I own. I don't own any of them. I don't know any of them. I can watch them on Disney Plus, but there's some you just want to buy. Like, I had to buy Infinity War. I bought Endgame. You know what I'm saying? I bought Zack Snyder's Justice League. I don't want to just stream it. No, I want to watch it in its full Ultra HD quality. That's the type of movie I want, to where I want my own copy, where I don't just settle for streaming. Settle for streaming is a different feeling than owning your own copy. That's something we need to talk about. And nothing Disney has been recently putting out makes me want to spend my money to buy my own hard copy of it.
And the same goes for 2023. In 2024, Disney Marvel's only going to release 3. In 2024, Disney 5 D+ series. In 2022, they released 3 films and 3 series, not counting specials. And the same goes.
All right, so Trash. Guardians of the Galaxy. Trash. Loki season 2. What If season 2. Not bad. Lower rung of like, but, you know. Let's continue.
For 2023. In 2024, Disney Marvel's only going to release 2 D+ series. One has already come out, Echo, but it didn't make much noise. And the only film announcement for 2024 is the aforementioned Deadpool 3, which finished principal photography 3 weeks ago, and we got our first look with the Super Bowl teaser, and it was alright. Listen, it's great to see Ryan Reynolds back as Deadpool breaking that fourth wall.
Pegging isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
Is it really, though? Anyway, we got a couple of good shots of Wolverine's back, including one of Patch. The only thing that made me cringe was the inclusion of the TVA from Loki. Looks like you're gonna need to do a little homework to see Deadpool and Wolverine, and that's a better title than Deadpool 3. Against my better judgment, I'm pretty confident Deadpool 3 is going to be a very successful film, and hell, it might be fun. I hope it is.
Yes, I hope we're not being lied to. Listen, fans that haven't watched Loki Season 1 and Season 2, Loki Season 1 and Season 2 is the Andor of the MCU. So, while I thought it was good, it's not anything I need to watch again. But there's some people that, like, love Andor. Like, they love Loki. Like, they like Loki's the best series they got. You know, it's just the best. You know what I mean? And maybe it is, actually, now thinking back. But it's one of those that doesn't exactly feel like the MCU. However, it's still good. You understand? Andor doesn't feel like Star Wars. However, it was still a good show. Got it? Okay. So if you want to check it out before you jump on the Deadpool 3, definitely do it. You know, just relax. Catch an episode here or there, you know? If you've got a subscription.
Richard, we are...
But let's just say Deadpool 3 is the biggest movie of the year. It flies past $1 billion. Everyone loves it, and the Access media will cry, the MCU is saved. First, I'd like to thank the Access media in advance for admitting that the MCU needed to be saved.
Ha, yeah, and if they go back to the same old pieces of trash that they've been making, oh, hell yeah. They're going right back to the same old. Ooh, flush.
And, in a way, admitting that the MCU killed it because, and I hate this, it took an act of desperation to even get Deadpool. It
reminds me of Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon in a spot. My wrestling fans will remember this. I'm so glad that so many of you are still here. When I put up the wrestling reactions, you guys are like on it. So, Vince McMahon brought in the NWO. And this was a whole invasion era and all this stuff. And we had some good stuff going on. We had some bad stuff. Well, they weren't utilizing guys properly. Like they continued. Now, don't let me go on this road. Anyway. So, Vince McMahon says, I created the WWE, and by God, if I created it, I'm gonna kill it. Like, I'm gonna inject the WWE with the poison of Hulk, Hall, and Nash, the NWO. And that's what I feel like, you know, like, the people who made Disney great or helped make Disney and the MCU great are just like, by God, if we made it great, we're gonna kill it. And that's what they've done. So...
going, and to make things even worse, it took an act of desperation to put Wolverine in a costume. Even within the trailer, Deadpool admits Disney Marvel needs to be saved.
So that's them admitting
The cinematic universe is about to change
in
forever.
a cheeky wink way.
I'm the Messiah.
But can Deadpool and Wolverine do the job? Will it make the show that's going to follow Deadpool and Wolverine, Agatha, whatever the hell it's called this month, any good? No. Will Deadpool and Wolverine make the Captain America sequel without Captain America that's being entirely reshot any better? Probably not. Will Deadpool and Wolverine help Daredevil Born Again, the continuation of the best thing in live action Marvel has ever done? That, along with Captain Black America Falcon, is being entirely reshot. Most of the old gang is back together, including bringing back Foggy and Karen and Bullseye. Unfortunately, this is what Bullseye looks like, and it's missing that key component from the original Netflix show. The writers, will Deadpool and Wolverine make the Thunderbolts any better? A movie based on a relatively obscure team that only comic book fans would know about, that features exactly 0 members from the original comic book team. But it does feature Pocket Dime Store Black Widow, the Taskmaster.
No. You know, one of my questions is, with all the female empowerment they were preaching, why did they have a male stunt double doing most of the stuff? Why couldn't you have found an independent, strong woman to do that? You should have never gender swapped in the first place, but why did you do that? Because in the trailers, it looked like it was a man in there.
And Ghost. Who? You know, Ghost from The Wasp and Ant-Man.
I'm so confused.
I wasn't sure the Thunderbolts was even going to come out, and apparently neither was Florence Pugh.
It kind of feels like it still might not happen because of the amount of times that it's been pulled.
Yeah. Is Deadpool and Wolverine going to make Ironheart any better, which apparently is
please
done.
don't bring it
Quick
up.
Aside, Hollywood thought it was fine to put out this
That
costume,
character
but didn't
sucks.
give us a Wolverine costume for 20 years. Blade has been rewritten so many times I've lost count, but the good news is he won't be surrounded by 4 women fighting another woman. Now he's only going to be led around by his daughter fighting another woman in the 30s, and I'm sure they won't tackle the subject of racism. Speaking of that, Reed Richards is going to be played by Pedro Pascal, the man who called half the country a racist. Unfortunately, Deadpool and Wolverine won't fix any of the problems with the MCU in the same way Spider-Man No Way Home didn't fix any of the problems with Marvel Stage 4 or Phase 5. As a matter of fact, if Deadpool and Wolverine end up being the biggest film this year, it will make the problems worse. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 did pretty well and was pretty well received and was completely drowned out by the year of the flopbuster. Again, the perfectly healthy MCU was murdered by the MCU, and it's going to be very difficult to wash out the Marvel's bloodstains from the carpet. I'll tell you what doesn't help. Disney Marvel seems determined to make the Marvels a thing on Twitter. Have a look for yourself. If you search hashtag the Marvels on Twitter, you would think it's the greatest film ever made. You tell me if you see a pattern within these posts. There really should be a study on how the internet convinced thousands of people that the Marvels was bad. No, millions of people. And how people actually believe them. The whole thing is a lesson in how people need to come to their own conclusions.
It was horrible!
Anyone. Oh, so now y'all like the Marvels. Imagine if you had seen it for yourself. Imagine if people just went...
When did people start liking it?
To watch the Marvels in the theaters instead of letting it bomb and then praising it once it was released on streaming. I will never forgive y'all. I watched the Marvels this morning and absolutely loved it. I'm annoyed they released it during the strike and it had basically zero promotion, the same excuse Disney gave, and that it's getting review bombed because it was entertaining as fuck. Anyway, now I'm watching Miss Marvel because Iman Vellani is a wonder. Well, she's tougher and smarter than Kamal Nanjiani. It makes me so happy to see so many people watching and loving the Marvels, as I've loved it from the beginning. I don't know if it was the lying people on the internet or mediocre comic book movie fatigue that kept you away, but I knew this day would come. That one comes from In My Honest Opinion Reviews.
Any man who must say, I am the king, is no true king.
Solid film. Fantastic even. They really tried to gaslight us. Hashtag the Marvels. Watching hashtag the Marvels again during cardio since it's on Disney Plus today, and it was so much fun and good. People are haters, and no one will make me change my mind about this movie, LOL. Right, I finally seen...
Let me tell you youngins about something. Slang and words change over time. For example, the word woke. I know what the true meaning of woke is, but I know what it's been transformed and hijacked into. And yes, I do use the hijacked form because most people understand what I'm talking about when I use the hijacked form, even though I know what the true definition is. It means to be awake. It was black people's way of cooling it up, making it hip, saying, yo, you mad woke. That's all it was. It was a form of awake. You're awake to what's behind the curtains and how things really run in the world. You're base, you understand. That's what it's about. The hijacked meaning is not what it truly means, but it's a perverted meaning of it at this point. Haters is another one, just so you know. Haters are not simply people that do not like something. That's what the younger generation is calling it. If you just don't like something, you're a hater. False. The true meaning of a hater came from being a player hater. You are a guy that was jealous of another man that was pulling more women than you, or pulling the women that you can't. You're jealous. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't be mad at me be mad that I use the right lines in the right conversation and I got the right swag for you youngins, Riz. I got the right swag and style, okay, to pull women, okay? Play a hater. You just mad at me because you ain't me, okay? That's what a real hater is, just so you guys know. Being a hater involves jealousy. That's what the real meaning behind a hater is. Thank you.
In hashtag the Marvels, it's the most comic booky one in ages. I do not think it deserves all the hate it got. I really enjoyed it.
You're an idiot.
All these I should have seen it in the theaters posts that are happening right now. Stop letting Rotten Tomatoes and incels tell you what movies to watch. Hashtag the Marvels. And it's not just Twitter. From Forbes, watch the Marvels on Disney Plus today, the movie that deserved better, from Paul Tassi.
Hey, paying people to get their money back? Like, the movie sucked.
How about new? So genuine, grassroots, and authentic. It almost feels like a campaign, and could it be? Maybe. And I look forward to all the Access Media articles that
I don't
will be
believe it for
any
one
day
second.
now, stating that The Marvels is the #1 show on Disney Plus. Of course, it doesn't change the fact that the Captain Marvel sequel had almost $1 billion drop-off from its predecessor, lost hundreds of millions of dollars, and was the biggest flop in the history of the MCU and the MCU, which forced Bob Iger last week to essentially admit that Marvel, along with Disney Star Wars, had completely failed without exactly saying so. And of course he had to, because while stating that they had only lost 1.3 million subscribers on D Plus this past quarter, if you go back a calendar year, the year Bob Iger came back, they've lost over 30 million subscribers. So, can the MCU be saved? Yes.
Wow.
All you have to do is cancel all the crappy projects like Black Falcon, Captain America, Agatha, Ironheart, the Thunderbolts, and others. Fast forward to Secret Wars, reset everything, and start.
Or just rewrite it. You know, before it ever came out that they were going to, go with Falcon as Captain America, I remember for a few years here and there, I would, hear people either talking about him on, online, in different videos or even in comments. They were like, yo, Falcon actually was Captain America for a little bit. And he wasn't too bad. He was actually pretty good. So the problem with this is now that because they push diversity so much and all these other different things so much, it's an irritant to a lot of people to see you race swap and change things up and gender swap and sexuality swap. It's an irritant because they know it's coming and they know why you're doing it. It's not because you're doing it because, oh, well, he happened to be. No, that's not why. You're doing it because you're pushing an agenda, and that's what's pissing people off. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It's been reshot and reshot and reshot, and they're going to have to do it till they get it right. And they know what to do to make it good. They know what to do to make it good. You have to make it not preachy and just make it badass. Like the Winter Soldier was. Captain America, Winter Soldier. You make it that badass, and then we working with something.
Over with the Fantastic Four and recast Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, and everyone else. Will they fix the MCU? No. You'll have to forgive me if I don't think people like Bob Iger and Kevin Feige, the ones who fuck the MCU, can unfuck it. Especially after the total disaster that was the Marvels. Remember, things were so bad, celebrity writers who hadn't even seen the movie tried to white knight for it, including Stephen King doesn't care for the Marvel movies, but says gloating over the Marvels flopping is very unpleasant, and it may be adolescent fanboy hate.
You know why they're gloating? You know why they're gloating? Because they have been asking over and 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 over again for you to please give us the entertainment that made us love the MCU so much and stop moving so far away from it and stop injecting it with garbage. That's why. So they're like, we told you. That's the reason why. Because you called us all type of istophobes and said we were evil and we were alt-right and all this other stuff just because we wanted you to continue to entertain us with what made the MCU so great. And they're saying because you attacked us, you didn't give us the entertainment you wanted, we voted with our money, with our pockets, and now we're showing you. That's why they're saying aha.
I'd be careful there, Stephen King.
Stephen King should actually know that,
made you famous until they passed the age of 16 and realized most of your books suck. Not to be outdone, George R. R. Martin decided to chime in. George R. R. Martin says anti-fans rule social media and dance on the graves of movies that flop, like the Marvels. It used to be fun talking about our favorite films.
Makes me wonder if they were both paid to say this, or that either that or they're just up in their house and they really don't have a thumb on the pulse of the fandom, because they should know what's going on. They should truly know what's going on. They should know that if anything comes out and it does not give full justice to their works and the fans are angry, it makes sense because they didn't do it properly. That's it. They should know this. And that's what's being done with all the properties now.
Yes, it used to. And by the way, George, shut up and finish wins a winner. But George is right. Things used to be fun. When they stopped being fun, it wasn't the fans' fault. It's when the Hollywood corporate studios decided to get in bed with the corporate access media. And
you know what? One of the comments that I would say that I get the most, I don't get it a ton, but I get it the most from people that follow me that or they unfollow me because they're mad that I don't like these new movies that come out. They say, "What happened to you?" First of all, delete. Second of all, if you've been watching me long enough, you know that I never changed. The entertainment changed. That's what happened. Okay? Hey, I'm in a relationship with Disney. Okay? Disney stops giving me kisses when I come home from work. Disney stops cooking me nice hot meals. You know what I mean? Disney stops telling me that she loves me. Then she asks me what's wrong with me. What happened to you? Nothing. You stopped doing what made me love you so much. What got us into a relationship? Okay? You stopped. I didn't stop anything. Okay? So this difference in me that you're seeing is just a reaction to you not doing what you had been doing. You stopped. I did not.
turn their guns on you and I. It was Hollywood's biggest mistake, and when it comes to genre, it's something they might not fully recover from. When you buy into the myth of the toxic fan or the anti-fan and throw those labels out there, you don't know who you're going to unintentionally piss off. And quite frankly, it's a lot of people who are very quietly going to walk away. Because there is no such thing as an anti-fan, there's only fans. There is no such thing as a modern audience. There's only the audience. And if you give them something good, they'll show up. And if you shit on them, they will dance on the graves of your flops. That's why the Marvels killing the MCU is a good thing, because you can't change until you hit bottom. And if Deadpool and Wolverine is good and successful, it'll just prove our point. Listen, I would love to see the terms MCU and woke Hollywood retired, and I hope Disney and Hollywood get around to it someday.
nerdrotic.com.
Good job. Good job, sir. Good job. Get over there and subscribe. Tell them Tyrone Magnus sent you. All right. Getting to 1 million before 2025. I will see y'all in the next video.